Pop quiz. What color is this? That's right, it's gray. Let's do another one. Good job! Gray again. How about this one? Starting to catch on now? You may decide you want to paint your wall gray, but which gray do you go with? Gray, beige, or even white can have a wide variety of tones depending on what colors are used to mix it. Things like the objects in a room or the lighting can also have a huge impact on how color looks. Let's take a deeper dive into how colors are made and what makes gray. Not just gray. At its scientific root, color is the way that objects reflect light. The human eye can perceive only a small range of wavelengths of light, but that range contains all of the colors we see. Remember the Roy G. Biv acronym from school? That acronym doesn't just stand for the colors of the rainbow, but also for the different wavelengths of the light spectrum. In fact, the reason that the colors of a rainbow are in the order they are is because the light is being split into different wavelengths on the spectrum. The color of something depends on what wavelengths of light that object absorbs and which it reflects. For instance, if something appears black, then it is reflecting very little light, while if something appears white, it is reflecting almost all of the light that is hitting it. If an object appears to be red, then it is absorbing all of the light except for the light that has a wavelength of around 700 nanometers. Because color is so dependent on light, the same paint color can look very different depending on the lighting that is around it. Take, for instance, these two pictures of Wickham Gray. They were both taken on the same camera using the same settings and background, but in different locations. The photo on the left was taken indoors under harsh fluorescent lighting, while the photo on the right was taken outside in natural lighting. As you can see, both the background and the paint sample look different depending on the lighting. Beyond just differences in lighting, different colors can have a wide variation based on the undertones that are in them. For instance, gray, like we talked about in the beginning of the video, can have a much cooler or warmer appearance depending on if it has a red or blue undertone. This variety of hues can help different grays have a much better flow in your room depending on the furniture and decor you have. For example, if you have a lot of reds and oranges in a room, painting with a gray that has a blue-green undertone can complement well. Stay tuned for a future video where we take a more in-depth look at the color wheel and see how different colors can contrast and complement each other. One of the last big things that impacts how the color of a paint looks is the sheen. Sheen is just a metric of how much light a paint reflects. In other words, how shiny it is. Because color is dependent on the way light reflects, the sheen of paint can have an effect on how a certain color looks when mixed in a certain paint. Overall, color can be a very complex thing, and there's a lot of thought that goes into choosing paint colors and the design of a room. If you enjoyed learning about how light and undertones affect color, subscribe to our channel and follow us on social media so you don't miss our future videos, where we'll talk about even more aspects of color and the science behind it.